Here we've got a Mercedes C220 CDI, and both mirrors on both sides are hanging in by sellotape. So we're going to have a look at them and see if we can fix two wires which heat up the mirror, stop it freezing over in winter. And we're just going to detach those and have a look at the clips on the back tightly, and you need to basically get a screwdriver underneath there and just pry it up slowly without breaking the connection off. We can have a closer look what's going on. There should be 4 clips, one here, one here, one here and one here. And I can see that this clip here is, I don't know if you can see that, is loose. We can try super gluing that on, and this clip here is actually bent. This clip here is actually bent over on itself, so we can try levering that over and maybe super gluing it. Worst case scenario, we just need to get another bit of this glass. Transpires two, well, I don't know how many of these clips are supposed to be, but there's 4 now. We're gluing that one there with some iodite. We're gluing that one with some iodite, and these 2 are fine. And then we'll wait overnight to see if that works and try clipping it on. Glue these clips overnight using iodite, but just before we attach the heater wires, we're actually going to try cleaning that mirror and getting all the sticky tape off, because it'd be a lot easier to do it when the mirror's not on the car. The driver's side mirror on this Mercedes C220 CDI hasn't worked for a long time, and in actual fact, it's my father's car. He went to the expense of getting a whole new wing mirror attachment from eBay, which costs about £80, but it transpires that there was actually nothing wrong with the existing mirror. It's just that the outer casing wasn't on properly. It obviously hit something and damaged some of the clips. So what we've done is we've actually fixed everything without going to the expense of buying a new mirror. I'm just going to do a very quick video on how to get the thing apart without having to take the whole fitting out, which is a right old pain because you've got to take interior door panels off. So first of all, to get the cover off here, you need to take the wing mirror glass out, and the easiest way to do that is just to tilt the mirror in, use the electric motors to tilt it in, and then just pry it out this way. Pull it out this way, it will just clip out. Once you've got the glass out, fold the mirror inwards, and this will just pull straight off this way. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the internal workings, because we've got a mirror already off the car here. I'm just going to show you the internal workings of how this works. This mirror here, you can see, has actually been folded in, so it's very easy to get the cover and the glass out. Wing mirror glass out, the mirror should be facing outwards and not folded in, and at the top of it there's a clip here which I've actually undone. It's much easier to get the wing mirror glass out if you undo that clip first. You just hook a screwdriver underneath it and it will flick up like that, and once you've done that, it should be a simple matter of just yanking the mirror up this way and unclipping it. But when you do unclip it, bear in mind there are 2 wires attached to the back of it, the 2 mirror heating wires, so don't just yank it out willy-nilly. These ones here, this has been slightly modified. These aren't the correct fittings on there, but there'll be 2 plugs. If you're lucky, they'll be loose enough just to pull off. Usually they're on pretty tight if the mirror's never been off, so they just slide over these plugs. You might find you have to get a little screwdriver just to prise them up like this, so they slide on. Don't just try pulling them up by the wire or pulling them up by the metal bit, you'll break the soldered joint. Get a screwdriver underneath the plug and just twist it from side to side and lever those 2 up. Once you've got the mirror glass out, fold the wing mirror in, and this will just pull straight off. Like, I can't do it with one hand. Like, yank it out all the way. Just be wary of 2 things. First of all, make sure that these wires don't catch you don't end up pulling them out. And secondly, the indicator is still plugged in, so just slide the cover off a little bit and unplug the indicator. On this light, it's already unplugged, so I can show you what the plug looks like. Okay, the indicator plug is there, and it plugs in here. So on this car, actually, it just slides straight in and out, no problem. On the mirror that's on the car, this is on a wire, and you have to unplug it manually. So putting this on is just exactly the reverse of putting it off. These 2 prongs here and here line up with those two holes there. We had a problem putting this mirror on before because this clip was actually bent up, and that's why the case wasn't sitting flat, and without the case sitting on it properly, as if the mirrors wouldn't fold in and out properly, and you weren't able to clip the glass on properly. So that clip must be flat. Once it's flat, this just slides on. When you're sliding it on, make sure that these wires are on this side, because you're going to have to reattach those two wires to the mirror glass. Make sure you've lined up the prongs, and my advice would be just to try that the indicator works before you start putting the mirror glass on. If this clip has come out on your car, you've had to take it out, just bear in mind that when you put it in, there's two ways to put it in, and you've got to make sure you get the right way, okay? It doesn't go in that way. It goes in that way, so that actually loops over there and sits deep in that channel. If you put it in that way, it's very, very difficult, if not impossible, to get the mirror to clip on in place. So this goes on that way and clicks in like so. Okay, this particular glass actually fits in with that clip in place like that, but on the other car you had to pry this bit up over the clip so that when you looked at the mirror like that, you could actually see the clip. And once you'd clipped it on relatively loosely, you got a screwdriver and you pushed that clip with the screwdriver, and it clicked over and locked the mirror glass in. It took ages to realize that. And when you are putting this in, just bear in mind that these two bits here have to go on the inside of those things, not on the outside. Okay, the inside like that, not on the outside. Before you do any of that, you've got to put the heater wires back on. You're getting that glass back in, and once it clicks in, the way I do it is I click it in with having that clip undone, and once it's clicked in, I just get my little finger in and hook that back over, and then the glass is in there nice and firmly. Pretty good idea of whether you've put the glass in correctly or not. When you slam the door, it'll either fall out, or if you've put it in properly and it's in there firmly, it won't fall out. Last but not least, make sure the mirrors actually fold in, which they do. Make sure they fold out, and then you can just make sure that they also, the actual wing mirror moves in all the directions, which it does, and that's job done.